yeah. I don't actually think there's so much I can tell you about this apart from that it's a fucked up landscape. And you can pretty much make of it what you think. What's Cody gone?
Break.
Is this
Pizza.
No, I just did it so that it's presentable for tomorrow. Because, you know, when I try to brush things, usually they just fall apart. But I think, you know, you can see what's supposed to be. Like, there's supposed to be a river, but fuck the river, I'm not going to do it. And that's not going to be so bright. I'm going to tone that down a little bit so it fits more. And I would put more details on the tree trunks, you know, the fur and stuff. And yeah, I was a bit worried that I'm pushing the colors too far, but I think it's working. And maybe more shades, like a bit of shadow behind the tree trunks to make it more believable. Like now they look a bit like they're floating in space, which is not what I want.
That's what you're worried about, being believable.
Think about the third eye, you know.
Yeah, all the rest is real. So yeah, and I'm gonna try to make those like tonight. So you know, they're supposed to have feet, but not now. I think they're gonna have feet when they get home.
I think that's not really successful.
Oh, I'm gonna just like finish up the eyes and the texture and then we get it for now.
I think yeah, maybe change my favorite part of the eye. It's represents your feet.
Runny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I learned a lot during this month. Because when I came here, I had this worry that I do these kind of movie color patch paintings, and then I do these kind of cutesy, like, what, figurative paintings, and they just don't go together. And I think I've at least begun to kind of bridge these two, and it works for me, you know. And so yeah, that's great. I'll just keep pushing that forward.
I want to just say one thing on behalf of every artist. I love that you started painting and you knew it wasn't going right and you just took it down. And I love seeing the, I'm so proud of you because there's so many artists who, like, you know, you take too much on your plate and then you eat the whole damn thing even though you don't want it and you get throw up afterwards. I think there's something very powerful to that, number one, being on the main wall that you had, and then just stopping, not forever, but for right now it wasn't working.
Yeah,
and having the courage to do
I
that.
got so sick of seeing it, and it was kind of like blocking me from doing other things.
No,
and,
that's what I mean.
And this is like, I had so much more fun with this, you know, and it's like a crazy experiment, and you know, it's just like, wee. But this, it just kept staring back at me saying, you know, hello, I'm here, I'm being boring. So I just had to roll it up and put it together. Already, having taken it down for just a few days, I already have like new ideas how to make it more interesting. Like I'm thinking of putting layers on layers and layers, like even make print blocks, like vinyl print or whatever, and like print like windows, like patterns, as is in the city, you know, and then layer that on top of each other and see how it works. But that's for later. But I think also one thing that's really, really great is I finally learned how to stretch my own canvas. So finally I can now like really have this freedom to
make it massage.
Yeah, make my own decisions and not have this kind of shitty ready-made look that's like really annoying. And yeah, and new approaches, new ways of doing things, I think it's great.
You said that you're gonna like use some of the things in there. You said you're gonna leave them out.
Just the box. Because it's
I'll
like,
be careful.
I know.
You already have a lot of stuff that's in the
Okay.
So
I'm just thinking that it's kind of taking away the attention a little bit too much. Because I want people to kind of.
I like to.
I like that.
I do too.
Well, I was thinking of just, you know, this
that's
kind of
okay.
shade of gray. Just spread it out a little bit more to give it like light and shade to make it more like 3D. Because it's like.
There's something very funny about how flat they are. It's like you're drawing. And the same, I think you play a game that you said
as you started, I like being this going back and forth thing.
Yeah,
So why not this piece, I think in a piece itself it's good to go back and forth.
yeah.
I mean, no one is there to say what's real and what's not. I mean, I love when she laughed when you said that, what about the third eye? I mean, like, you know, like really, I
That's completely
mean, once you're playing with reality, I think you should do whatever you want. I think it's important to show the viewer that it's a choice. You just said you like being able to stretch your own canvas so that you can make it the size you want. I think as long as the viewer knows that you can paint whatever you want, then they don't care if you leave certain things out or don't. I mean, look at Ed Ruscha, who you know, it doesn't look like your work, but it has that make-believe narrative to it. He plays it to the hilt. I mean, you all know Ed Ruscha, the West Coast artist. He does that all the time, where he puts in elements that totally couldn't be there.
Have you seen Mark Ryden's work?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like fall into this category, this kitsch category that it's like fetish kitsch.
Right.
And there's a bunch of artists. There's like
I just saw, I just found this term, pop surrealism, and that really excited me, like, oh. So, yeah, I think I found a lot of stuff, like direction-wise, during this time here. I wish I could stay longer.
Are you going to do anything else with this subject?
I'm afraid not. I just totally ran out of time. I might just plonk this on top of the telly and, you know, make that an installation.
That's good.
Are there meant to be legs?
What, that one?
Yeah.
No, this was supposed to be like that.
Okay. Well, they kind of look like legs. And I'm
Yeah,
sort
because
of,
this part hasn't grown yet.
but I'm thinking if you wanted to put legs on that,
Yeah.
what if there was some way to sort of combine, you know?
You're scaring me now. Like put it upside down?
Yeah. Like, just, I mean, it can have that piece and that piece. But I just think that, because I run into this thing too, where I work on two totally different things, and sometimes the simplest answer is integrating them, you know, and so I just happen to love that. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one, but I love it. And I just, you know, these, when you said legs, these are making me think of legs. It's like, I don't know, it's just a lot, you know.
I know.
Something to play with me.
How about a coffee? Yeah, maybe it's just like make some wild legs and stick it under the painting.
I think your drawings really work very well too, and I think there's something very interesting to see them together with the paintings. It really makes you see what you find funny, and it's like showing the storyboard behind the book. And I think I told you about what's her name, Cutler, Amy Cutler. Which
Yeah.
she tells these great stories that don't exist either.
I think I looked her up, and I think I liked it, and now I forgot again. I thought it was really bad memory. Yeah, I really thought it. I really wish I could do more, because everybody tells me to do more of the drawing, but they just have to come like that, you know. It's like, right now, I have a few more in my sketchbook, but. And in an ideal world, where I have like still another week or something, I'm like, okay, I want to put this there for tomorrow, this stays here, and ideally I would have like paint a patch of kind of forest green there, have this, and two other small paintings. But probably not going to happen anyway.
Have you thought about creating your environments? Because I think that your subject lends so well to sculpture. I mean, I think like you really have these spaces that you create from your head, and I think they'd be interesting if we could actually walk into them. Like if you
Yeah.
made your studio
I would
into
love to
them.
She had planned to do, you
I
should
have,
tell me.
that's
She
what
had
I planned.
what she
That's
had
why
planned
this
to
thing
do.
is here.
Right.
I would have loved to make 3 of them or something, or even more, and like
The first week, that's
make
what
the
she
whole
said.
thing into an installation. That would be great. Maybe another time.
Yeah, I think that would.
That's definitely something I would love to do.
Yeah, that would really like play up the sort of the whimsy of what you're doing.
Yeah,
Like these are like actual creatures, and yeah, like.
And especially once you see them three-dimensional, then you believe that it exists.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah, ideally it would actually be like a walking thing, you know. And that would be great. That would be so
The way you paint here reminds me of spray paint a lot. So like those sidewalk artists that do spray landscape could be something to try.
I've never done that, yeah. Actually, I've been really struggling with this canvas because I didn't prime it properly, you know, and the newbie and this kind of thing. And the colors for me are actually really blotchy, which bothers me a lot. I want them to be like much smoother, and the canvas is really rough. It completely wore out the brushes as well. And I don't know, but it's like, you know, it's a learning experience. I suppose there's something to the texture as well. Just, you know, it could be better.
The reason, well, I think one of the reasons why it's not as vibrant is because you mix the solvent into your paint. You don't use oil, do you?
No.
that's why.
That's why.
Okay.
And that's what's eating into your canvas.
Many times.
With acrylic maybe.
Yeah, but
It's not
that's
that.
right. Once you put so much turpentine on it, it eats away. If you put in more oil, it wouldn't be
And
near
your colors will stay. When you mix turpentine into your colors, the pigment is diluted, so it's not as vibrant anymore. If you mix oil into your color, then it stays the same color. It doesn't. I think that's.
No, you're half right. I mean, when you mix oil into your paint, the amount of pigment is also shrinking.
Yeah.
But the difference is it's not killing the color. When you put in turpentine, you're doing two things. Both, there's a certain amount of pigment in the oil. That stays the same whether you put in oil or turpentine. But if you put in the oil, it's adding more medium, but it keeps the shine there. If you add in more turpentine, it's also killing some of the color of the pigment because it's bleaching it. It's really like bleaching it. But the pigment
See,
is
I
the
never
same no
figured
matter
out
what.
the deal with oil. That's why I never used it. I've never been told all these things. So, okay. I shall try that.
I just like the way it is now. I mean, I don't think you need to make any changes. I mean, you said like, I have the same problem, I need to do this, but I think even that one, that looks so much better without the lens.
It's not like it's gonna be like just like toes peeping up underneath the
Yeah.
body. It's not like.
But even though it's like,
Maybe that's why I haven't done it.
nature, like, you know, these people, I think that's just,
Well, the reason why I have to put them in it is because I can't see it.
I would leave, I think you have that. Is there anyone who wants the legs in there?
No.
No.
You have no one for legs.
That's why you didn't put it in.
That's why there's not one person who wanted to put the legs.
I don't feel like it's necessary at all.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
Yeah.
I'm on this.
It's like this weird, kind of like those clown punching bags.
Right.
Yeah. Roll them over.
Like,
They just kind of border this kind of like egg. Thing.
So you can work
like
on
your
something
movies,
else then.
sometimes you do like that.
You should also look at Lisa Yuskavage and Lisa Yuskavage. Have you seen Lisa Yuskavage?
Oh,
And Inka Essenheim.
how do you spell his name?
Lisa Yuskavage is Yuskavage.
Yeah, I've checked that.
And
I hate it.
Inka
Essenheim.
Essenheimm.
Oh, Inka what?
Essenheim.
She shows it 303. I
Yeah,
think.
she does.
She's a very interesting artist. She does. She uses a lot of that Japanese enamel, drawing, and her work is beautiful. Looks like she's doing cartoon animations. What?
What is it, like one shot or something?
It's one shot. That's what it's called. Yeah. And her work is very make believe, and it looks like she's looked at Japanese cartoons. All right, anyone else on that? Let's go.